Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this week's options watch list. Before I get into the watch list, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now, tomorrow the banks are closed, but the market's open. It's Columbus Day and Canada's Thanksgiving. Now, the put-to-call ratio is very low. It's lower than it was last week. I'm trying to think the last time it was this low. Last time it was this low was July 10th, 2023, which is this right here. So yeah, it still went up. But yeah, the put-to-call ratio right now is at 0.44. It's very, very low. That means everybody's on the call side, and SPY just keeps making new all-time highs, ignoring all the things that's going on in the world like usual. But before we get into the chart, I just wanted to cover that. Everyone's on the call side, so we're probably going to get a pullback probably tomorrow or Tuesday. Economic calendar for the week, not much as far as Monday, except for a couple of Fed speakers throughout the day. Tuesday, Fed speakers, nothing. Wednesday, nothing. Thursday we do have core retail sales and unemployment claims at 8:30 on Thursday, and that's about it. Friday, nothing spectacular. More a couple Fed speaker, but really Thursday is the only day that has any economic value data worth even looking at. So yeah, gonna be a very quiet week news-wise. I can't speak straight. SPY, just totally out there for some unknown reason. But yeah, SPY just keeps making new higher day every single day, regardless of the rates. And they just said just the other day that they were going to do a rate cut after elections because the inflation data came in hot. To me, that tells me if the inflation data came in hot, that it's much worse than what they're telling everybody. So that tells you something right there. So I am looking for a pullback on Monday or Tuesday with the put-to-call ratio so high. So, but be open-minded. SPY, I mean, at this point, SPY will be 600 by the time elections come. But we could just have that one-day dip like we had on Monday. Then we just raged new higher day. We could end up having that same thing happen this week. We dip Monday or Tuesday and then back to all-time highs again, like nothing happened. But when too many people are on one side, expect the opposite to happen. So I would watch it underneath 578 for a push to 575, 570, which is down here, 565, which is going to be a pretty big area for it to break. So I don't know if we'll break without any catalyst. We get a lot of things going on. Israel and Iran are getting ready to have more conflict in the Middle East, but right now it's all talk. Who knows if it will happen? There really not much has happened in the last week or two, last week anyway. So who knows what will happen and if it does. Another thing I want to point out is that why SPY is making all-time high, VIX is above 20, which is crazy because VIX should be, based on it being an all-time high, VIX should be down at 15 or lower. But you have a tail candle on the weekly, so maybe we have that one-day pullback tomorrow, Tuesday, and then VIX will actually get crushed. I don't know. I don't really know what's going to happen this week. There's no news, economic data that's going to affect and stop SPY from grinding up. The only thing that's going to stop it from grinding up is if something else happens. And a headline, some other headline happens, like Iran or North Korea or China or Russia or something happens, or the Fed speaker says something crazy. But we're going to probably expect more gap and grind this week with 1 day pullback. So if that does happen, VIX is probably going to end up getting smashed to 15. It just blows my mind that we're at all-time high, making all-time high every day this week. 4 out of the 5 days this week, and VIX is still over 20. The fear is there, but the market just is not showing fear. But it's just crazy. Something's going to give. But we also have earnings this week and the next couple of weeks. I'm wondering if we're going to have something in the earnings that's going to scare the market. I think banks are reporting this week. I'm not 100% sure, but Apple, you got an ascended triangle going on right here, or you can even say cup and handle. Cup, a big handle, or you can say a cup and a little handle, or an ascended wedge right here, or no matter how you draw it right there, flatten out. So I'd watch Apple. I mean, Apple's got earnings coming up. So, but it's also got this trend line right here on the weekly. But I would watch it over 230 for push to 235, 240. We get breaks all-time high. Probably going to go 240, maybe even 250 on Apple. But who knows if that will end up happening or not. We'll just have to see. Everything's going to be so dependent on the market. But when there's nothing really coming, we're going to have maybe earnings run up, earnings excitement. Who knows? This week is going to be very different as far as being quiet and a lot of things going on in the world. So it's just, I think we're going to gap and grind, to be honest. But inverted head and shoulders on the weekly and daily on Amazon. You get the left, you get the head, the right shoulder. It gets over this 195. You can even say 190. You can shoot to 195. It gets over 195. It's probably going to shoot to 200. We're getting into the seasonality, Christmas season for Amazon. Amazon's probably going to do very well. It gets some excitement with Amazon. Amazon could go 200 plus just off from the Christmas shopping alone. So definitely keep an eye on that. BA had some news on Friday about laying off a bunch of workers. So it's probably going to gap down. With a big gap down, we may see a pop at open if it gaps down quite a bit. Now, how far it's going to gap down, I have no idea how much it's going to gap down on that news. Maybe it doesn't even gap down. I mean, I'm just assuming it's gapping down on that headline. You would think it would, but you never know. But yeah, if it does have a substantial gap down, let's say if it just gaps down to like 140 or 130 or something, I would look for a pop at open, a squeeze at open to stop everyone out. Because when it gaps down that much, everyone's going to pile into puts. And when you pile into puts on a gap down, it ends up squeezing at open. So we play the same thing with SPY. It could definitely happen with BA. So definitely keep an eye on BA if it does manage to do that. Microsoft head and shoulders on the daily and weekly. You can see that right here, left head and right shoulder. The left, the head, and the right shoulder. If it gets underneath 410, probably going to see 400, then 400, 390, 380. Basically every $10 or every $5, I should say, on Microsoft. We have a head and shoulders on the weekly. They end up playing out at some point, but who knows if it will be now or what on that. So NVIDIA has been going crazy, and it's up here at this 135 area again. So I would watch it over 136, push to 140. We get over 140, this thing's going to end up squeezing. It's probably going to end up going to 160. 150, big psychological number if it does. So, sorry, I don't mean to yawn. Yeah, if it breaks that 130, 140, 145, 150, and who knows what happens at 150 on the NVIDIA. So Tesla had a gap down. It had some good interesting articles over the weekend about the new rocket that took off and landed by itself. It was much heavier, and Elon Musk is just making history more and more every day. So I would watch for a bounce over 220 and to go for a gap fill to 240 on that. So definitely keep an eye on Tesla. So that's pretty much it for as far as the watch list. I know I rambled on and I got off topic, and my mind's just very it's just all over the place right now. I'm having trouble thinking. So that's gonna do it for the watch list, and thanks for watching.